Alrighty, so y'all have seen this box several times. Now we're going to change it up a little bit. Got the 42" here. We're going to get it unloaded, check out the differences, and hopefully be a little more organized. I like this box. I got a lot of stuff in it. It holds a lot of stuff. It's not as maneuverable around as I was hoping. Even with all four wheels turning, you pretty much got to be pulling it or pushing it. You're trying to, like this handle here, if you're trying to pull it around like this, it doesn't really follow you straight. It kind of goes sideways, or like we call it, running dog leg. So you got to kind of push and pull all the way around. Where that one is going to be kind of like the old cart, and like this box here, it's going to have two wheels that are fixed and then two that move, so you can maneuver it around a little more. I think this is a 54 or 56 inch box. I wanted something a little bit smaller than this one, a little easier to get around stuff, so I went with that one. And like I said, we're gonna get it unloaded, see what the difference is, and see if we can get everything in here. It's a mess. Just a quick glance what we got going on in here. Find a home for it in that box. Alright, so like I said, moving it around, being so tall, this is nice where you have magnet room where you can put stuff on magnets, but it does take up a, like I said, it's pretty tall. Even with this here, it's pretty tall. It's about almost 6 foot tall. So when you're going around like under cars and you got them up on the lift here, it's kind of, you know, tall, hitting the back and stuff, where that you can slide around on up under it, and you don't have much work room. Even you pop out this little tray here, like if you're doing brakes and stuff, you lay a couple of pads, a couple of wrenches, and then try to put a caliper up here, pretty much taking your whole area. And if you got anything on here and hit a bump, it does that. Where I like this top workspace a lot better. All right, so let's get it unloaded. All right, so here they are side by side, and for some reason in the videos here, it's showing up a really light green, kind of like a puke green, if you will, but it's more of a darker green in person. So, you know, if you're not liking the color that you're seeing here on the video, go check out one in the store. All right, so we got the 42" here. Like I said, we got nice little worker space up here. This is the 34" full bank service cart. So like you said, I mean, like you know, I started with the 5-drawer roller cart, service cart, whatever you want to call it. Moved up to this one, and now we've got this one here. And it's hard to say which one I would recommend if you were starting out. Depends on your situation, size, what you hope to do with it, and things like that. But that one right there is good for, you know, storage. And yeah, you can roll it around, or if you're putting it up against a wall would be great, you know, kind of like that. The little cart is a little easier to move around, but you don't have as much storage. So 6 in one hand, half a dozen the other. And if you're going to be a career mechanic, or you're going to do a lot of stuff at home in your garage or whatever, you might just want to go ahead and start with a roller cabinet instead of you know, service cart type deals. Because this you can add on to, it's modular. You can put side cabinets on and stuff, which I've seen people hang side cabinets on this and even the smaller cart, but depends on if you want to get into that. This would look good in a shop, all nice and clean, if you had everything tucked in here and not up here where you just close the lid and stuff. But this is also good, and of course you can add a top piece to it and everything. But now for the fun part, it's probably going to take me a while to figure out how I want to put everything and have it all laid out and stuff. So I'll get to that, and then I'll come back once that's unloaded and this is loaded. Alright, so just a quick little part in here. I really like this stuff here. I use it on the wheels, on the casters, or whatever you want to call them, when you take them apart sometimes. I took all of them apart on that and made it roll a whole lot freer. And I put it on my drawers. They usually open and close fine. You can hear just a little drag, but I like to use it on the drawers, and seems like after a little period of time it breaks in, that it helps make it smoother. And that's the same thing that I use on my ratchets when I take them apart and lubricate them. So yeah, this stuff right here is pretty good. All right, so this is the Mack truck that we ended up with. And the cool thing is later down the road, I can still add a side cabinet if I want to. I'll just move all this stuff around back or something. But anyway, got it all in there. And I'm sure that I will end up, you know, changing it 100 times. I definitely want to get some better organized stuff. It's like the Icon foam. I like the Icon foam, but it takes up a lot of room. And a lot of other stuff like that takes up a lot of room, but it's cool. So these work pretty good. I'll probably get some more of them, and possibly some toolbox widget stuff, especially for the wrenches. And I've seen like ratchet holders where they'll hold them, you know, up like that and magnet. I'm not sure if it'll really, you know, save a ton of space that way, but I definitely will be able to save a little bit. Then we got the wrenches. I can save a ton of space doing away with those, especially with, like I said, the toolbox widget, because they pretty much sit, you know, side by side touching. So can utilize a lot of space in the wrench department there. These wrenches I got a while back. These are really nice, long ratcheting, flex head, reversible, icons and everything. Down here is where I kind of got squirrely. So here's my extensions and stuff in here, and different little swivels and bits and whatnot. I've got my spark plug kit under here. I've been wanting to make a video on these. I got a small pack of these from Tractor Supply. They're really nice gloves. They're thicker and heavier. Got some webbing on there to help you grip stuff. I got a box of them too. I ordered them on Amazon. You can get them on Amazon cheaper. And I ended up going through all of them, but usually I get a day or so out of them. And I might have to do something with these little foam liners. They didn't move like this. As you can see, it's kind of rolled up in the other box for some reason, but they do here. Spark plug kit under the tablet. Low profile sockets here. These are pretty nice for when the hood shocks and back hatch shocks won't hold. This drawer here, I can definitely be able to utilize that in a better way. I just got my ratchet wrenches here because this is pretty much full. Like I said, the toolbox widget, or any other brand, doesn't have to be toolbox widget, but you know, and if anybody out there wants to send me some, let me know. But I can clear this drawer up by getting those out of the way. This one here, I would like to use my little tray for the snap-on screwdrivers, but they're just kind of jumbled in here right now. This takes up a lot of room, but I could move that somewhere else later. And the plier drawer, pliers and adjustable wrenches and stuff, brake caliber tools and stuff. This is pretty decent. There's probably some better ways to organize it, but that one's not bad. Over here is more of a specialty drawer, and Power Pro is definitely a must-have. I've got this Quinn heavy duty impact screwdriver kit, they call it, and it works pretty good. We call it, you know, just impact screwdriver, where you can hit it with a hammer and break screws loose like the ones that are in brake rotors. I'm not a big fan of these icon picks. That's why I got the snap-on ones up there, but I just threw them in here. I got this years ago. It's pretty cool. It works a lot of times. You can just hold it in your hand and touch, you know, hot wires, and it grounds through your skin and works. Just a cheap multimeter and test light there, and a cheap torch from Harbor Freight as well. Down here, got the hammers thrown in here and a couple trays and stuff. Like I said, if I get these wrenches out of here, that'll open up a whole nother drawer that I can do better with. And finally, the bottom drawer, power tool drawer. If I could get that out, put it up here. Probably even, yeah, I could put them ratchets right there and clear up a lot of space up in here when I do get that organized better. But yeah, overall, like I said, I got a little space taken up here because I use this so much. I use these on lug nuts, use these changing oil and whatnot. So just took up a little tiny corner there for those, and can probably find a way to organize that better as well too. The really long pry bar, I didn't really have, you know, you would have to put it in one of these top drawers to get that in there. So I thought about it, and I slipped them down through here. And these magnets right here, the Power Torque from O'Reilly's, they're like 10 bucks. It's 2 strips in there. You can separate them if you need to, but to take up space, I left them together there to hold them bars. And yeah. Overall, there we have it. And I haven't really been working out of it. It'll take me a while to figure it out, but this thing, you know, pushes and pulls so much easier. The other one, you pretty much had to jerk it and get a running start because all the wheels would always be turned the wrong way when you go to move it. But when you unload it, you know, it moves pretty easy and stuff. And you know, if you pull dead center with not a lot of weight in there, you can pretty much control it. But with everything I had in there, it was just kind of aggravating and time to step up. I'm gonna see if I can sell this box because I ain't got no use for it right now. I got a toolbox set up at home already that's a lot bigger. It's not as big as that snap-on box back there, but it's just a cheap one from Home Depot from years ago, a Husky brand. You know, they're okay for around the house and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend them for everyday use. But anyway, appreciate everybody watching. Hopefully you enjoy it, and I didn't ramble too much, but some people don't like all the talking, some people do. But appreciate everybody watching. Pretty much some of my most popular videos has been on the, you know, roll carts, toolboxes here, And like I said, I had the 5 drawer, the 6 drawer, and now the 42'In, so I'm working my way up the scale there. I didn't start out with the smallest cart, the 4 drawer, but you know, if you have any questions or anything about these boxes that I've had, I'll be glad to answer them for you. And appreciate everybody watching, and we'll catch you next time.